everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Well, tonight we're going to do another Inspired By video. And if you've never seen one of these videos before, what they are videos where I choose a card project from someone in our Facebook community. Also, sometimes I pick from Instagram, but usually from our Facebook group. And I pick a card that just really inspired me, something that I want to try, change it up maybe a little bit, but definitely something that I could see also inspired a lot of the rest of the community. And then I make a card based on that card in my live. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight, and I think you're going to love the card that I was inspired by, and I think you're going to want to try it too. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hey, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm better than horrible. Occupation filler of the dead space.
Is that on your business card?
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. Well, are you excited for tonight? You got to see a sneak peek of the card I chose. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, I love this technique. Anyway, I mean, it seems like I don't see it enough.
Yeah, we've done similar techniques, but this one is a little bit different because of the product that she used first. So
definitely one of my favorite techniques, and she did a great job. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I agree. Well, shall we get started right away?
Let's get started.
Okay, well, tonight, let's take a look at the card that inspired me to make tonight's video. All right, let's take a look. All right, this beautiful card is by Tracy Haid. Tracy, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name incorrectly. I'm so bad at that. I mean, if there's only two ways to say it, I'll pick the wrong way. But I think that's how you say it. And Tracy made this absolutely gorgeous card featuring our Delicate Butterflies embossing folder. That's the 3D folder, and then she used the spotlight technique. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. I love everything about it. I love the colors that she chose. I love that she used a circle. I think it's an absolutely stunning sympathy card, just perfect. It's done so tastefully. And one of the things I wanted to point out, because I read her whole description, and if you're scrolling through our Facebook group and you're seeing cards, make sure you read the description, because people quite often tell you how they made the card. And Tracy used some masking paper and cut a circle out on this one. And then the little bodies on the butterflies, she cut out with vellum, which I thought was really, really pretty and very delicate. The die in that set cuts out the bodies of the butterflies. And she used vellum, so that was just so beautiful, such a nice little touch. And everything about this card is just stunning. So I really wanted to make one. So I thought that I would, now of course, what we're doing tonight is called casing, and we've talked about this before. The word case means either copy and share everything or copy and steal everything. But the important thing when you're casing somebody's project is to not necessarily copy it exactly. Now, I say that, but I don't mind if you copy my cards exactly. But there are creators out there that have actually made these posts about that they don't like when people copy their cards exactly. Other YouTubers and stuff. I'm not like that. You can copy everything that I make down to exactly where I place my sequins, and I'm totally fine. That's why I'm here, to share inspiration and to help jumpstart your mojo and get you going. So if you copy me, I'm fine. But there are some creators that don't care for that. They put their stuff out there for you to be inspired by, but not copied exactly. So for tonight's card, even though I want to copy that card exactly because it's that beautiful, I am going to do the case. I'm going to copy and share everything, right? I'm going to do exactly the technique, but I'm going to change it up and make it my own. So what I thought I would do is I thought I would change up first what embossing folder I'm going to use. And I thought I would try using this one. This is the Dainty Flower Fields. And this has a pattern. What I liked about the card that Tracy made, can we just go back to that real quick? The card that Tracy made, she used what I call a seamless pattern. So it's a pattern that just goes all over the card, and it's basically, it's not like a focal image. It's a pattern, and it goes all the way off the edges of the card versus some of the embossing folders, which are truly focal images where it's just a cluster of flowers, right? So I wanted to use something similar to her that was more like a seamless pattern where it just went off. And that's why I thought Dainty Flower Fields would be a good one to use, because we can create a circle on here or a different shape if we want to take it even a little bit further outside of what Tracy made. Now, Tracy used Masking Magic sheets or some sort of masking paper. She said she masked it off. She cut a circle out of masking paper and masked it off. So, okay, I thought my remote died and I wasn't going to be able to fade. So I did bring some Masking Magic sheets here, but I also wanted to possibly use this stencil, which is our masked circle stencil, to see if this circle would be big enough, because that would be one way that I could actually do the technique a little bit differently. So when you're using a circle like this, and you can also use the oval if you wanted, we have a masked oval. When you're using something like this, then you can do what's called the double stencil technique. You can tack this one down over your project, and then you can do all of the other layers on top. So I want to see if this circle is going to be big enough. When I look at Tracy's card, I feel like her circle's a little bit bigger. But then again, you know, maybe mine can be a little bit smaller. And maybe I can do one at the bottom and one at the top coming in, and then put my greeting in the center. So I'm going to try to change it up a little bit here, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock. This is our layering weight cardstock, but you may prefer to use heavyweight cardstock depending on where you live. Sometimes, you know, cardstock can crack a little bit, especially if you live in a very, very dry place. So if you want something that isn't going to crack, you can always go a little bit heavier on the cardstock, and sometimes that prevents it. Now, I could cut this out with Master Layouts too, but I'm going to hand cut this to 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 of an inch, which is the same as Master Layouts too. Now, when I look at this and I look at this circle, I actually think that that circle would be plenty big enough to do the technique. But now that I said that I could do half of it here and half of it here and put my greeting in the center, now I'm wondering if I should try that just to change it up. So maybe I'll do that. But the first thing we have to do is emboss. So I'm going to get the die cutting machine out here, and I am going to turn my die cutting machine to 2D embossing, and then I'm going to grab the base plate. Okay, so this is just the base platform. And then I am going to get my Dainty Flower Fields Dainty Flower Field embossing folder out, and I'm going to pop this piece of cardstock in here. Oh, there's so many different things that we could do, right? We could do the oval, we could do the circles. I do like the circles a lot, though. That's why my background has all those circles in it, because I was thinking circles. All right, let's find a good spot there. What I like about this pattern is if your cardstock is crooked, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, so we're going to run this through. And look at that gorgeous embossing we got. That's nice and deep, and that's going to make a beautiful impression. Okay. So now, let's go ahead and pick our colors. Now, I do want to use the same exact colors that Tracy used because I love them so much. But I'm going to use one of them. So I'm going to use Sea Glass. I don't know if she actually used Sea Glass or not, but I definitely like that little bit of turquoise around the edge, so I definitely want to do turquoise around the edge. Let me get my trusty inkstand, which reminds me, hello, Brianne Loveland. Thank you for being here tonight. Brianne is the inventor of the inkstand, and if you are new to the inkstand, Brianne will share the link so you can take a look at them. She's got inkstands for every different kind of ink pad that's out there. If your inkstands ever stop gripping to your surface, make sure you clean them with a little bit of alcohol on the bottoms of the feet. The reason they do that is because you've just been living in a dusty environment. And if you guys remember my last video, I actually used embossing powder and the embossing magic pad, and I had dust all over the place. The setting I used was 2D, and then I have it set to about -2. -2. So it's a little bit tighter than it says on the package. But, you know, if I was using a thicker cardstock, I probably wouldn't have it quite so tight. So, you know, decide based on the cardstock that you have, but always start looser. If it's not tight enough, you can always run it through a second time, but we never want to take a chance of breaking the embossing folder, because the reason an embossing folder will break at the top, at the hinge, is because you have your machine set too tight. That's the only reason. These things are made, they are so thick and they are made so well that if this breaks, it's because your machine was too tight. And if they curl, it's because your machine is too tight. So even though, I mean, they're gonna kind of open a little bit once you use them. You know, they're gonna sit up like this where they're open a little bit. But if it's curling, that's because your machine is set too tight. So never set your machines too tight. And never force the embossing folder through the machine. That's a no-no. If it's not going through on its own, it's too tight when I say on its own. If you're cranking it and you can't get it to go through and you really have to lean on it, that's too tight. You don't need to have it that tight. All right, so I'm going to get the stencils out of here. Now, this stencil set is very similar to the butterflies, where there's not a lot of layers, but there's enough. Well, there's 5 layers here. It's pretty extensive. So this should be pretty fun. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead. You can spray it with water, Vicki, if you want. I tend to not spray it with water unless I'm in the driest part of the season. I don't really have a problem with it cracking, but some people do spray it with water and they say that that helps, and some people use a fine spray of alcohol, which I don't particularly care for because I don't like alcohol spraying in the air and breathing it because I'm sensitive to it. But that's another way to do it because the alcohol evaporates really quickly. So I'm thinking I'm going to try doing 1 circle down here and 1 circle up here. What do you think of that idea, Tom? Like a double spotlight?
Yeah. That would be fun.
That doesn't sound like you believe it.
No, I'm going there.
We could do just the side like Tracy.
Dueling spotlights.
What do you think?
Try it.
What do you think, Tom?
I think go with it. Let's do 2.
All right, we'll try 2. All right, so I'm going to start down here at the bottom, and I'm going to try 2 spotlights. Oh, you know, I really want to do it her way. But I'm not going to. I'm going to do it my way. That's the problem. When somebody creates such a gorgeous card, you really do want to copy it exactly. And I get that. I get that feeling. I understand it. Now, to be safe, because I don't want this to shift, I am going to just tape this down. I don't want it to shift at all. Now I know that it's on the sticky mat, but even so, we want to be really careful. And now we've got to find the right spot for these stencils. Now, the other thing I have to tell you is the original stencils that this company made for me, they didn't label them A, B, C, and D. So if you have some of these older designs, it's not going to have a label on it. So we just have to figure out which way is up here. So that might take a second. Actually, I think what I'm going to do, and probably the best thing I could have done was like cut the whole thing whole, if that makes sense. But I think I found it. Let's see. Is that the spot? This one, I want to make sure that I have it the right way. There we go. Okay, so I had it upside down. So let me just turn all these upside down. This is a very busy pattern, so it might take you a minute to figure it out. All right, let's put this back on here, like this. And it's okay at the end if you like Tracy's better than mine. I get it. I mean, I think I do too already. Okay, so now I'm going to tape this down once I get these in place. And I think what I'm going to do, another thing that you can do here, let me just show you this. Tom, you don't have a Sharpie over there, do you? Oh, he might. Let me go over and grab it from him. Do you have a Sharpie?
No.
Oh. Well, I don't know what this is. That's not a Sharpie. Okay, let me just take...
You want me to go get a Sharpie?
No. I'm just going to take a Copic marker here, and I'm just going to write like a 1. This is a dried up Copic marker. Find another one. See if I can find a Copic marker that works. I'm going to just draw a 1 right here. And then this way I know that this is the upside. And what you can do, once this Copic marker dries, you can put a little bit of packing tape over it. You could put packing tape over the number like that. And this way, when we use alcohol to clean it, we won't erase the number. And you can do that with any stencil so that you know which end is up. You can just mark them all in the order 1, 2, 3, 4, and that'll just prevent it from coming off. Or you could just put a sticker on it or whatever you want. So we've got some packing tape over that. Okay, now for our colors, let's do some... I'm going to copy her colors, I think. I'm going to use that soft, she's got turquoise on there, but then she's got a little bit of orange on there. So she's got some tangerine twist. Now, when I look at the packaging of this, we're going to have some green leaves. If we do the flowers in turquoise and then we do the little centers in orange, I think that's going to give me kind of the feeling that I want from this card. But we'll see. We'll see how it all works. All right, so I'm going to start with some sea glass. All right, so I'm going to just do a little bit of sea glass on each of these flowers. And I think that, I don't know if there's anything there. There's not. You can kind of feel where the paper is. All right. Now let's deepen up the centers a little bit with some Tranquil Teal. So I'm going to get my other inkstand out. I can't wait to see it finished too. I hope it works. And then let me grab a little brush here, and we're going to do, that brush needs to be cleaned. Here's a brush that doesn't need to be cleaned.
We had a question, why not use the 3D setting?
Because our embossing folders are set up a little bit differently. So you're definitely going to want to use the 2D setting on our machine. 3D is for other brands, but the brand, the guy that makes ours, he does them a little bit differently, so they work better on the 2D. Okay, so now I'm going to use a little turquoise sea, and I'm going to go close to the center just to add a little bit of depth in there. Just to deepen that up a little bit. I don't want to go too dark, but I want to add just a little bit of depth. And remember, you're kind of going down a little bit deeper than you normally would, because you're going through 2 stencils. Now that's where I've changed it up a little bit, because Tracy only used one. She used like masking paper, so hers might not, you know, she didn't have to go down as deep as I do. So, because I have to go down the whole extra depth of another stencil for this. Okay, so there's my 1 layer. I'm going to just put this up here. Now I'm going to do layer 2. Lay that on there. Now I can just hold this if I feel comfortable, so I don't have to worry about my ink stand, because it's tucked away in my ink, that my ink pad is tucked away in my ink stand, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going with a little bit of a lighter hand on this one. You know, if you go into our Facebook group, you can ask in there, because people have different machines, and they're so helpful with telling you what sandwich works best with the different machines. I've only ever tested these using the Intracut, so I don't have all the sandwiches off the top of my head. All right, so we're going to add just a little bit of that Tranquil Teal in there. Okay, so that is layer 2. Oh, these are so pretty. I'm going to write a 2 on this one too, on this stencil. Okay, and then we've got this layer. It just has that one in there. Maybe we'll just do a light mist. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty. All right, so this is layer 3. Just want to make sure I have them facing the right way for the next circle. Now we're going to do some leaves. So I'm going to use, I think I'll use Jelly Bean Green for this. Should I use Jelly Bean? Oh. Now let me see here. I'm going to put this behind here and make sure that this lines up. Okay, it does. So let me try to find where this goes. I should be able to see on here. Oh, the lights are glaring so much. You know what I'll do? I'll just lay this back here like this, and then I'll just lay that right there, and there we go. That's the cheater's method. Just put the stencil with the ink on there first, and then you can see exactly where it goes. Okay. I think I'm going to put a little tape down for this. You want one of the spruces? Okay. We can do one of the spruces. Let's do the light spruce. We'll keep it kind of soft. So let me find the light spruce. All right, here's the light spruce. It's a good idea because we want this to be a little bit softer, and the light spruce will give us kind of that that bluish green versus a real yellowy olive green. And welcome everybody. It's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. It's so cool to look up and see where people are coming in from. All right, so you can see I'm going with a fairly light hand here, And I'm going a little bit heavier from where it would be like coming out from underneath the flower and getting lighter as I go toward the end of the leaf, just to add a little shading in there.
Question from Diane. How do you use your foiling machine to make a 5x7 grounding panel?
Oh, I think that might be better in a foiling video, Tom. That'd be a hard question to answer tonight.
Is that a searchable question?
Very well may be. It may be. That definitely might be somebody in our Facebook group might have the answer to that. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got these. Oh, I love these flowers. These are so beautiful. And I'm not trying to ignore your question. It's just that might be something that I definitely would have to be in the foiling zone and not in the 3D embossing zone to kind of put together in my head. But you definitely can use the foiling machine for any size card. There's no reason why you can't. All right, so now I'm going to pop these little centers right there on the card, and this is where we're going to bring in Tracy's other color. We're going to bring in some of that bright orange. Let me get an orange brush. Okay, so we're going to do, this is sweet mango. And we're going to add a little bit of sweet mango in here. Okay. Sweet mango. And sweet mango. Okay. Remember I said it doesn't stick, but it does.
Zeus is here tonight.
He is. He's sleeping behind Tom. He had a very busy day because we're having a little bit of work done on our house, and workers were there all day, so he didn't get his, 20 hours of sleep that he usually gets. Okay, so now, this is the important part for this technique, or a important part. One of the very important parts. An important part. We can't just pull this off. We've got to create the circle, right? You've got to create that line going around. So what we're going to do is we're going to take whatever's left on this brush, and we're just going to, oh, I did miss a little bit of that leaf. Let me just do that. Let me just do that leaf right there. I don't know what I was thinking, but there's a tiny little bit of this leaf, and it's interesting because I didn't see it, but it's there, and if I don't do it, it's going to catch weird with the blue. Okay, so that had to be filled in. I know it doesn't seem like much, but... So we're going to just put whatever's on this brush, we're going to just kind of go around the perimeter here, and we're just going to add that little bit of turquoise.
Residue.
The residue, yeah. That little bit of turquoise, we're just going to trickle over the edge just to make sure that that's highlighted. You see, I'm not going down into the white, but I am getting a nice crisp edge. Okay, you guys ready? Are you ready? I promise I will do something with that 5x7 and the fuse for sure. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it. Now it feels weird because it's just down there at the bottom, right? Where Tracy's is so balanced because it's right in the center. But we're going to balance ours too because we are going to do the same thing up here at the top. So we're coming in from the corners and we're going to create a very similar thing up there. Now I have to clean this stencil because I don't want any of that to...
It's almost like a big drop of water.
It is, right? It's like a planet almost. All right, let's make sure that that is completely dry before we lay it down. And now we're going to do another one up here. And again, you still may like Tracy's better, and I still might like Tracy's better too. But it's still going to be pretty cool. Either way, it's going to be pretty cool. It does look like you're looking through a porthole. He's right. Tell him he's right. Okay, now I'm going to use the ink that's on this stencil to help me line up the top a lot easier, because I can see where these flowers were, and that makes it really easy for me to see where these flowers line up. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start once again with some sea glass.
Are you going to change anything about this one?
I'm not. Now, that doesn't mean that that's a good idea. It might have been a good idea to change it up, but I'm going to just do it exactly the same way, and we'll see how it looks. And then I'm going to go back to my turquoise sea. Did I put that brush back? No, here it is. I'm going to use my Tranquil Teal, and just darken it up a little bit in the center like I did the other ones. It's just fun. It's fun to try new things. And when somebody does something so creative like Tracy did with this card, I just have to run and try it. It makes me feel good to try new things.
Any updates on the brush caddy?
Yeah, I would look for those coming later this week. Okay, so now we're going to do layer 2. I did get a little blue in the center of that one flower, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm going to do this one the same way I did the other one. I'm just gonna hold it. I'm going with kind of a light hand. And if you find that you're only hitting the one side of the petal and the other side's looking white, don't forget to just reverse your direction of your brush and you'll get both sides. The wax on, wax off. And now we'll add our Tranquil Teal in there. And I think the reason why it could be bleeding a little bit underneath is just because of the distance that the stencil is from the actual piece of paper, because of the circle stencil underneath there. But that's okay. It's still going to look good. Okay. So there's layer 2. Now we got to do this layer 3. So
a lot of questions on when products are coming in. It's tough on a live to answer those questions.
Yeah, the truth is we don't know when things are coming in. Stuff is getting all rerouted all over the oceans, and things are taking way longer than they were supposed to. We just got a notification that our die cutting plates were supposed to be here like weeks ago. And
did you miss a petal near the top?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh, here? Just this little bit right there? Maybe. But I think everything else is filled in. So it's hard to answer those types of questions because we don't know the answer either. But everything is on order. There's nothing that's out of stock that isn't on order. All right, now Where did that go? Okay, right there. So that makes it easy to line that up. Boy, don't clean your stencil in between, because this, having ink on here, really does help you see so much better. Okay, and again, I'm using a little bit of a light hand so that it looks a little bit deeper right where it's coming out from underneath the petals. And then I'm going real light-handed as I get toward the top, just like I did on the last one. Very fun. All right. That looks good. Did I miss anything this time? No, I don't think I did. Ooh, yes I did. Yes I did. Right up at the top. You see it right away. As soon as you pull the stencil off, you see it right away when you missed something, because it's raised right up there. There we go. There we go. Okay. There's something about this. I would love to have a comforter in this pattern. It's such a beautiful pattern. It reminds me of maybe an older, like a couch. Just beautiful fabric. All right, now we're going to go to the sweet mango. There we go. I love how the little dots in the center of these flowers grab the ink. It's so cute. This is the Dainty Flower Field 3D embossing folder. I feel like it's such a good one for this technique. Now remember, we don't take that circle off, and now we're going to use the residue, as Tom says, the residue that's on this brush to just fill in that line going around to create our circle. We're just doing it with a nice, easy blend. We're not going too far in, but we need to, you know, create that strong line around there, or it doesn't look like a circle. That's what makes it look like a circle. Okay, here we go. Here's the second one. Oh, that's so pretty. That's really pretty. And see, I made it my own because I didn't copy exactly. Instead, I did 2 circles, 2 spotlights. But you could see all of that beautiful embossing and how it continues.
Was that sweet mango or tangerine twist?
It's sweet mango. Did I say tangerine twist?
Earlier.
I did.
Very far back you did.
Very far back. Sorry about that. It is sweet mango. Brienne can read my mind. I know she can. Okay, so now let's go ahead and turn this into a card. All right, so I'm going to get some black cardstock. That's different. And I want to see how it looks, because I know it's crazy for me to even think about not using black on this, but that would make it definitely Gina K, right? It would definitely add the Gina K effect. But that doesn't mean that we should do that, because on Tracy's card, she did not have any black. In fact, she just did white on white, which would be very pretty, and it would be different for me. It would be very much like Kathy Zilski-esque. So that would be with the black layer. That does make things pop. It always does. Let me get a white card base going, and we can take a look at it. So I've got a piece of white card already cut. So I'm going to score this. You like the black, Debbie? Okay. Some people like the black. Yeah. And
Judy wants to know, would a sweet mango background or card base be too much?
I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to try it. I feel like the whole idea of this card was the softness of the design and having a lot of white space left behind. But I always add a little bit of black, but I don't know if I would want to add a lot of color other than just the color from the spotlight. So I'm going to take this down just a little bit because I'm not cutting it with my master layout, so it's not as perfect as it should be, as it would be. See what I mean? It's a little bit bigger down here. I'm going to trim it a little bit more. Maybe I cut the top piece wrong. I don't think so, though. Oh, you know what happened? It shrunk because it ran through the embossing folder, and so it did get a little bit smaller. That's what it looks like to me. Or maybe I just cut it wrong. There's always that. Well, now that's too small. Should we leave it? It's a very, very thin little line. I'm going to leave it. In fact, I'm going to trim a little bit off this side and make it a very skinny line. Maybe that happened on purpose because we don't want to see too much black, but we still want it to pop. So let's do that. That is the tiniest layer ever, but we're going to go with it. Okay, so I'm going to tape these together. I know, I always have to use black. That definitely, I mean, me using black definitely made this card my own. All right. So we'll put that on there like that. Okay, that's a very skinny layer, but I kind of like it. Kind of like how skinny that is. And then if we put that on there, that really just makes the design jump away from the background. Now, you know, Tracy's panel was bigger than my panel because she has a very thin border compared to my thick border. So I think if I had gone with a bigger panel, then let's fix this too. I told you guys I get all the cardstock that isn't cut right and comes dented and damaged, and that's what I get. So sometimes it doesn't fold properly. But I do like that. I think that's so pretty. I like it a lot. Okay, and now we have to find the right greeting to put on there. And I feel like Tracy used a very simple greeting. She used a little flag that went across that said, "With sympathy." Now I could, let's see here if I can zoom in a little bit. I think my battery's dying in this zoom thing. Oh, it is. I have to turn it off and turn it on a million times. All right, well, that's as close as I'm going to be able to get. But let me look and see. I've got a bunch of different greeting sets here. And maybe we just want to do a very elegant little greeting on there. Let's see what we have. I'm going to dig through. I was not prepared for the greeting part. I was so excited to get to this part that I didn't even think about the greeting. So now I definitely need a greeting. So maybe something like from Graceful Greetings would be nice. Like, happy birthday to you right in the center there. Happy anniversary. Let's do the... We could do congratulations on your accomplishment, and that could be a graduation card or a retirement card. That would be very pretty. I'm going to look at one more thing. Let me just grab this box. I'm coming. So Ruffled Blooms is a really nice stamp set, and it's got some beautiful greetings here. Thinking of you and praying for peace, sending smiles across the miles. You make my world a better place. Friend, you make my world a better place. I feel like I just want a little bit of a bigger greeting on here. So maybe thinking of you and praying for peace. Let's do that, because this would be a very pretty sympathy card. So I think I'm going to do that. Okay. So I need my Misty, because I'm going to stamp these greetings in black. And then I'm going to die cut them using the coordinating dies that come in the set. So here's a piece of cardstock, perfect for greetings.
You make me feel like dancing.
Tom, they're asking for the word of the day.
Oh boy.
Do this one down here.
You went ahead and did it.
Word of the day, oh hey, hooray, let's laugh it up, don't delay. Word of the day, it's here to stay.
All right, word of the day from the Dead Space with Zeus.
Zeus.
So this word of the day comes from a Zeus experience. He's kind of shedding this time of year, isn't he?
Yeah,
Clumping.
he's a hairy boy.
And, you know, if you're sitting in your comfy chair and he decides to grace you with his presence, comes up, sits on your lap, snuggles in, and then leaves, you've got quite a mess there. And, you know, what's your first thought? You reach for whatever tape you can find and make it into a loop and then pick up all the cat hair, right?
That's what I do.
Well, they actually make something for this specific purpose. And it's a great word of the day. And what you want in that kind of situation, you want to reach for the Scotch tape. Scotch tape brand. Scotch tape. We'll get you all fixed up. No problems. Get 10 rolls of that ready to go in the house if you got a cat that sheds. Right back to the Dead Space.
That's a good one. It's a really good word of the day. Do get a lot of lap hair. The cat. It's great. All right, so we've got thinking of you. I'm over here trying to make a sympathy card, and you're just full of laughs.
Oh, there's another word of the day.
Oh, no.
It's a twofer. Okay. Two for today. You just made me think of it.
Lay it on us, Tom, while I'm trying to figure out the right die here.
Okay, so you just said you're over here trying to make a nice, peaceful card, and you're invaded by the Dead Space. Another word for that is you've been contaminated. Contamination.
This card's definitely been contaminated.
This time I promise back to the Dead Space.
You're not coming back, right?
Back to the Dead Space.
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. Let's see if I can shut this on and off.
This was your idea, I remind you.
The Dead Space
Yep.
filler? Yeah, it was. It definitely was. All right. So I'm going to do this, thinking of you and praying for peace. I think just that double greeting in there just fills it in so nicely. And then we can put just a couple little soft crystal clear sequins, maybe just in the bubbles, just to add a little bit of something. And I'm going to pop these up. It's hard to pop things up. Maybe I won't pop them up. It's hard to pop things up on 3D embossed because it's kind of uneven. It's an uneven surface. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this right onto the card itself. So we'll put that right there. There we go. And does it look straight? I think it does. There we go. And I feel like it would almost be better if I just stacked these die cuts, you know, just cut a bunch of plain ones out and then just piled them on top of each other. But I think right on here is going to be just fine. Okay, now we're going to add a few pretty little crystal clear sequins. And I'm going to use our Connect matte glue. And we're just going to place them just randomly inside here. Just put one there, one here. One up here. You can suck glue back in too if you have too much glue. You can just gently squeeze the bottle and then hold it up to the glue and let go, and it'll suck glue back in if you put too much glue. And then we will add some crystal clear sequins. And I think that this card might be the perfect case because it definitely has all of the elements that Tracy's card has, but I totally made it my own. So I didn't copy her exactly, which again, Tracy probably wouldn't even mind because she's super sweet. But some people, you know, they prefer that you just use their card as inspiration and not copy it exactly. And that gives us that little bit of sparkle in there. I feel like one sparkle up here might be good too, but I'll add it. I'll add it right up here. Doesn't feel done. Just the way the light's hitting it, I feel like it's empty up there. Okay, there we go. So let's take a look at Tracy's beautiful card because her card was the inspiration for tonight's video. So we'll take a look at that. You have that close by, Tom? There it is, that beautiful card with the turquoise and the orange that she used. And then she used a circle and she used a 3D embossing folder that goes all the way off the edge of the card. Now let's take a look at my card. My card has two circles. It's got turquoise and orange and a little bit of light spruce. Mine has a few little sparkles in there. Mine also goes all the way to the edge. But the way I made it different was mine has extra colors. I used two circles. I didn't use a flag sentiment. I used something a little bit different, and I added my Gina K signature pop of black onto this card.
Boy, you could have your inspiration collections. These cards are like friends.
I know they are good friends. And I feel like it looks brighter in person than it does on the screen. So it's always hard to tell. It's always hard to see if you've got great lighting or not, but I will take a high quality photo of this. I'll post it on the post tab here on YouTube and also in our Facebook group. So for those of you that are members of our Facebook group, you'll be able to find it over there. All right. Well, this was so much fun, Tom. I absolutely loved making this card, and a big thank you to Tracy Haid for her beautiful card and for sharing it in our Facebook group. We loved the inspiration that you shared. You got us all excited, and now I'm excited because I had an opportunity to try it as well. All right. Well, we are going to give away a gift card tonight, but before we do, I want to tell you that I am going to be going live tomorrow. Yes, I am. I haven't determined the time yet, but I think it's going to be closer to 1 o'clock because I think Kathy Zilski goes live at noon. So, but I will check that, and I will be posting it here on YouTube and also in our Facebook group. And I have a very, very special guest who's going to be joining me on that live tomorrow. You all love her so much. She is a fantastic teacher, and she's got a beautiful card project and some techniques to share with you. And she's going to do that right here with me on my channel. So I can't wait to share that with you tomorrow. But before tomorrow comes, if you're new here and you like tonight's video, and even if you're not new, we'd love it if you'd give the video a thumbs up. But if you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit all notifications so you never miss another video. And then join our Facebook group. It is the group, the Gina K group, with 50,000 members. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. We do have some knockoff groups out there that have, a couple thousand members because people thought they joined the right one. But join this one and come and see all of the inspiration in our group, and maybe your card will be the one that inspires me to do an Inspired By video next time. We would love to see all of your Gina K Designs projects. And then a big shout out to Brianne Loveland. Brianne, thank you so much for linking everything for everyone tonight. But if you missed any of Brianne's links, you can find everything that I used in my video here tonight on our website at GinaKDesigns.com. All right, Tom, come on in and let's give away a gift card. We're going to give away a $15 gift card to one lucky commenter. So,
Drum roll. Here we go.
all right.
Tonight's winner is Terrie Maxon 7896. Terrie Maxon, yay!
Terrie, congratulations, Terrie. You are our winner. All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@GinaKDesigns.com and let them know that you won the $15 gift card giveaway in tonight's live, and they will be happy to email that right over to you. You can use it whenever you want because they don't expire. Well, everybody, thank you guys so much for joining us. We always appreciate you being with us. We hope that you got some inspiration from tonight's video. Tom and I will be back tomorrow. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with a special guest, and then Tom and I will be back on Thursday with our regular Crafternoon Stamp and Chat Live. So make sure you join us for that. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.